Hello again, this is Barry Donaldson for another edition of Success Talk. I'm excited today because in my center, in my office, I have an incredible entrepreneur. I mean, this guy does it all. He has an incredible organization of people he socializes with. If you are a speaker or a trainer or if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a person who's looking for destiny, taking your business to the next level, you have got to see CEO Space. And the gentleman I have sitting next to me founded CEO Space. I call him Bernie. I just want to say Bernie because everybody knows him as Bernie. I get BJ, but everybody knows him as Bernie. Bernie, how you doing? Welcome to MMG.
I'm so glad to be with MMG. We look at you as a premier training on the planet, and we're kind of the trade show part of it, where we do trade shows that just put people in a different environment. We don't use booths, we use meals. So 6 hours a day, we found business owners like to be doing the business where they can get capital raised, they can get the funding for their business, they get markets. We're in 61,000 retail stores in 140 countries. You're walking by our brands every day. When you pick up Chicken Soup for the Soul, started at our place. When you pick up the engineering that built out Rich Dad, Poor Dad, started at our place. When you look at the win that drove The Secret to $1.2 billion in sales, we pushed it. When you look at Lisa Nichols, no matter what, in $1 million advance. You can see her video on our website. She says all started at our place. Airborne, invented by a second grade school teacher. Well, she's running a $500 million business now. Thank God she got to the trade show, and she got her team and her contacts. So, you know, if they use MMG and CEO Space, I don't think they need anything else because you provide the training and the methods and the sequence, and then we provide the markets and the muscle to go all the way right into the customer base.
Well, I think it's going to be a great collaboration with MMG. You know, we provide state-of-the-art training. We provide a dynamic space for people to be involved, and I think the collaboration with CEO Space is going to be a dynamic threshold. It's going to hit the marketplace really huge. I mean, I think that what CEO Space has done has been unbelievable for the advancing careers of other people.
Well, we just are, you know, you do the training part to a level that I think is a secret in the industry. We have the best trainers on earth. When you have George Fraser, one of my dear friends, when you have Les Brown, an even closer, longer friend, when you have the superstars, you have walk in the door like Sharon Lecter, who also teaches at our place, and everybody has to read Outwitting the Devil. But I just tell you, my training barometer goes up to full when I look at what you offer. The MMG Center, there isn't a place that is, you know, set up so when you walk in, you're treated like great ladies and gentlemen, and you settle into your success. You relax into your success. You can be with each other and really hook up, really get the networking done. I frankly, you know, I'm 25 years doing this. We serve 140 countries. We have weekly meetings in every city in America you can go to for free networking. Just get to meet up and look at CEO Space online. We get 100 videos online to learn about us. And we're ongoing education credits for every professional in the country. But I tell you, when you come to our place, you're coming to get a lot of customers. But you need training to be able to get them. And as I say, my barometer's on full. When you look at MMG, you're over the top on the training end. Now, if you have the ultimate trade show, where, and I'll give you a story, and Barry will relate to this story. I had a man who's a top app developer in the United States, and he runs a company called Lime. He was backstage with the president of Apple when they did the iPad 3 introduction.
Right.
He went to dinner that night with the president of Adobe. And he spent $62,000 to go to a Donald Trump Annex trade show. He never met the Donster because he left in 20 minutes. And he was there 10 days with 5 people and $62,000 for double booths. He got 4,000 leads. And because he's automation, he tracked them all, he talked to them all, called them all. 6 months later, he had no business, not one person. Everybody wanted to know if they won the iPad, but nobody was interested in really doing business with his company. So he was done on trade shows. When people found out about our place, they said, you know, Wes said, no, I'm not going to pay for another trade show again in my life. He goes, if you guys want to put it in your credit card and go, they got a money-back guarantee. You go, and when it fails, ask for the money-back guarantee. You won't cost you anything in your credit cards, but I'm not paying at Lime. Well, the 3 guys actually put it on their credit card, came. And they phoned Wednesday night. They were there for 3 days, phoned Wednesday night. And they said, you know, we're halfway through. And he said, well, are you going to ask for your money back? And they put another guy on the phone that was a CPA, and he said, we've looked through the paperwork these guys have, and we understand you're the owner of the line, and we just want to verify as CPAs here at the event that they've passed $1 million in orders so far in the 72 hours. Now, since that time, Wes hasn't missed one of these ever, and now he's teaching at the program. And that's a guy that would never go to another trade show again. So I want you to consider it's not like anything else. It's not going to be like that $62,000 for the Annex show. It is going to really deliver results. It's a money-back guarantee. If we don't speed your business up, we'll refund your money before you leave the building. We insist. We will not let you leave the building if you haven't sped your business up while you're there. So our trade show is about what we call seal the deal. It isn't about airy-fairy stuff. It's sealing it down. But can you imagine if you're MMG trained first, if you have those skills on negotiation and persuasion, if you have those closing skills, if you know how to position your product, if you are getting your blocks out of the way so you aren't sitting there hamstrung because you think you don't deserve it, if you're an MLM and you're doing the MLM side of Barry's life, you come in and you've got 150 people in transition who paid thousands to come and get into this trade show, and they're looking for a new business to get into. They're looking for a new career to get into, and you show them you're making so much money and how they can follow your tracks, what it's going to do to them. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. And, what do you think about the space? It's your first time here. We've laid this thing out. I thought thoroughly on what I wanted to do if somebody used or came to our space to advance their business. What do you think so far?
Well, as you know, I've been a chairman of a publicly traded investment banking firm, and I've spoken with Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, Mark Hansen, John Ashernoff, all the stars of The Secret, Michael Beckworth. I've been with the superstars of the superstars on stage, movie stars, celebrities, all my life. I've been with the top of the top, and I've been in the best venues. I've been in the biggest and best laid out. And MMG is the most comfortable for the audience, the most dramatic for the trainer to do their craft and their job so it sticks. I would say that MMG will give you a 50% greater retention. You just will retain more. And I just got patents from the patent office, $1 billion patent on super teaching. You can look it up at superteaching.org. And it is the ultimate teaching system for the brain for classrooms. It's in elementary schools, approved by Congress. It's in colleges. It's going to change the world for our children and for education. And I haven't seen anything except MMG that matches our 35 years of whole brain study on what causes retention. And the environment of MMG makes it so that you learn it and it sticks. You keep it. When you walk out, you're wondering, how did I have all that? How did it stay in? How did I have it stick like that? It's because of the design of how he set up the multimedia audio. You don't wander out to your iPad. You don't wander out to your voicemail. You stay in the room. You pay attention to the trainer. The information sticks in. I mean, we're all paying for it in two ways. We pay, the money's nothing. I want you to imagine an hourglass. And the most valuable thing you own is the time that is leaking out of that hourglass. I want you to imagine God gave you a grain of sand that's got brightness on it, glow in it, and he gave you the glow to know what you should do next. And they come down one decision at a time. You show me your results, and if you're stuck on income and not doing well, I'll unthaw those results, and I'll show you your frozen decisions. It's your frozen decisions that held you back.
Wow.
And so what I want you to think of is when those decisions come down out of your hourglass of your lifetime, the time you have left in your life, they come down from God one at a time. You have every decision that you're ever going to make in your life was given to you when you were a little baby, when you came in from God. And you make them one at a time. And when they get their brightness worn off and there's sand at the bottom, you're dead, boy. You cannot, at the end of your life, get your decisions back. And I'll tell you, I've watched 1,000 people cross over, and they all wish they had more time, and they don't want the time for what you think. They want their time so they could do their dreams. The dreams are the most important thing we own together. And you want to surround yourself with people that will help you support your dreams. And that's what MMG does. That's what Berry does. That's what Berry leads. He lives to make sure your dreams are going to become your reality. And I believe it's all about decisions. And so you're sitting in an MMG room, and you made a decision to come, and you're spending your lifetime. It's not your money, it's your lifetime. That's what you're really spending. When you use it at MMG, it's like an hour is worth a year. I mean, 2 days is worth, a decade. You got what people 10 years later have not had in skills, have not had in making better decisions. If you can make better decisions and better quality, and you have to just buy in, we don't know what we don't know. In other words, our education's so crappy. Think about what happened. We went through school, and they're still trying to make us factory workers. They need memory, circuitry, so they try to teach us to memorize all 50 state capitals, how to memorize the periodic table of elements and old war dates. You ever had a job interview where someone came up and said, hey, we're going to hire you, Berry. We think you've got everything going for you. All the partners have agreed. We have a few final questions. We just want capital of North Dakota, capital of Minneapolis. Is that the capital? We'd like to know the capital of, Iowa. We'd like to know the capital of Mississippi. What date was the Magna Carta signed? What's the symbol for gold? Why did we remember that? The kids today know the sentence that's so important. Dad, that's why God invented search.
Right.
And I'm saying, yeah, we need to teach people to think, and that's what MMG does. It teaches you to get back into what you didn't know to even ask the question. Now you know the question and the answer. What happens? Your life opens up. It's the key. The golden key is right in front of you. It's lying on the ground, and you've always been able to pick it up and bring it to the vault that will unlock your riches. Barry's a man, who you can take advice from? Somebody that makes $100,000 a year or someone that makes over $1 million a year? I want you to make someone, your advisor, who makes over $100,000 a month and surrounds himself with superstars that make more than he does. Right. He brings in people who make more than he does. Les Brown comes in. He's made $65 million in the speaking business. If you want some advice, you want to be an author or speaker, why don't you take it from somebody who's made $65 million? That's who he brings in at MMG to just advise you, give you secret information. You don't think that key won't lift up, go right in the lock? And I'm just saying, put off other things. Make your lifetime matter and give yourself the advantage. The MMG advantage is you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. And I always look at MMG and I think, what does the G stand for? It stands for gate. Barry's made the magic gate to heaven financially that you can walk through while you're alive here and come in through the MMG gate. That's what the gate stands for, and it's all gold. And all you have to do is pick the lock up and get in the door.
Well, one of the things that's important, Bernie, is most people don't understand, is, what I created here was almost like a thinkubator situation where I wanted people to come into a space, not get distracted, get with the biggest and the brightest minds in the world to take them where they need to go and shorten their learning curve, and where they don't have to spend a whole lot of time doing a whole lot of nothingness and find themselves struggling and trying to figure out a way. Well, for me, what I simply have done to be successful is that I found people who had what I wanted and I learned it. And then what I did was I went out and I implemented. Well, I've been a speaker for many, many years. I've spoken in many, many venues. So and I've seen all the great ones and all the bad ones. So I took out all the bad stuff I didn't want. I put all the great stuff in what I wanted, and I built the space. And here's the funny part about it, Bernie. I can remember when I just got started with this, and I was going at it, and I was me and one other person, the only people in this space. And I spoke it to existence. I'm going to have the biggest and the brightest minds walk through these doors. And sitting next to me is you. I mean, you've opened the door for Chicken Soup for the Soul. 100 million copies of that book has been sold, or more than that probably. The Secret.
Well, you got, at our program that's coming up, you got, your people too. You got Les Brown starting the program. We've got Jeff McGee, who's Performance Magazine. He's the head coach to the Federal Reserve Board of the United States and all of its districts. He's the top coach for NASA in their strategic planning to go to Mars. All of their divisions, all over in Houston and Florida, he coaches them. He's the top coach to 200 Fortune companies, and Performance Magazine reaches 82% of the board chairmen of the 10,000 Fortune companies at their home address. And the cover is Michelle Obama, President Obama, Donald Trump, Tony Robbins, the best of the best. These are all his friends. Right. And he's one of an ocean of faculty members like that we have that it's not that they're on stage. They sit at all the meals. You have breakfast and lunch and dinner. You're privately with them. Then they take private appointments. They meet you privately, unlimited. How many hours do you want to be with them? And then who they know, who their Rolodex is, who their address is, who they're going to be able to click on their iPad and bring to you. Right there, put a Skype call together, do it. And it's hooking up. And so, again, I don't think that we do the training you do. You do the training job better than anybody in the United States. Just people are waking up to find out. You're getting standing room only meetings without advertising just by word of mouth because it's so good. And I see all the trainings. Yeah, it's breakthrough. I think that, you're looking at the Super Bowl platinum standard at MMG. And then when you say, what do you go on to after that? Well, you want a trade show that's the same value, that's the same environment, that has the kind of mastermind support. And so we deliver the trade show. And we're a little bit different than most programs because we charge one-time fee, and you come for life, for the rest of your life, to 5 trade shows a year. Anytime your business slows down and professional practices get 30 hours of ongoing education credits, all 50 states in the U.S., though we're in 140 countries, come in from anywhere in the world to Las Vegas, to the Lake Las Vegas, about 20 minutes out of town, and you're in this beautiful environment for children. We have a teen program. We have free daycare service for kids. And you just run your business out there. Husbands and wives come together. We kind of bless each other. We start with prayer and end with prayer, and we're not ashamed of it. And we pray in all faiths and religions for each other's success in business and put the grace of the Holy Spirit in our work. And then we go out and help each other under God's authority, and we build our businesses. And everybody seems to like it from all over the world. And for 25 years, big brands have gotten developed out of it.
Can you imagine being in a place where you take your dreams and they become a reality in a 3 or 4 day session? You shorten your learning curve by years. That's CEO space. That's success space.
Well, see a video. There's short videos online, CEOSpaceInternational.com. And just go to CEO Space International, clicks to any language, so you can see it in Swahili or Chinese.
Wow.
But as you go through it, just click a video that's your space. If you're a fortune guy, look at the fortune videos. If you're a professional, go to the doctor, a lawyer, or whatever your profession is. If you're a product company, or you're a mid-space company, or a development startup, or you're in transition, they're videos just for you, just for your stuff. I recommend Elvis Presley's brother. He just got a $100 million contract. I'm going to bring him to MMG. He's a superstar trainer, trains the biggest companies in the world. His name is David Stanley. Look at the David Stanley video. He's partners with Gene Kirkwood, who did all the Rocky films, and they're doing My Graceland. Imagine a Broadway play goes up, and it's Graceland, and the movie comes out, and you're seeing it at the curtains part, and up comes the thing, and it's Graceland. And then you're looking at Elvis in a bathrobe, getting his own stuff at the kitchen, and coming down on Christmas morning, and going over by the piano, and he's playing the Christmas music for his family. We're seeing the king in a way we've never seen him, what he really did from his brother's own story.
Regular life.
You know how big that's going to be?
Absolutely.
And everybody's going to get a second chance with Elvis. All these kids listening to his music, but they never really had a connection. Yeah. Now they're going to be connected. How big that is. And I want him to be here at MMG training. But take a look at his film as he tells you about it. I just got a text from him. It's on my text message. It's down there with the writers writing the screenplay for the movie. And he goes, I owe it all to you. I don't know how to thank you, BJ. And I wrote back and said, I'm so proud of you, David. I'm so proud of you. And, he's making history. And
well, that's what you guys are about. I mean, you guys are about launching pads. You guys are about bringing the connects together, clicking one person at a time, bringing it all together, putting people in the room that can help you, and you can help them explore and expand their enterprise. That's what CEO Space is all about. And I am ecstatic.
Let me tell you 2 stories. Third, a music teacher. He's teaching a middle school classes of music. I always say third grade, but it was 10-year-olds. He tells me, no, there were 10, Bernie. So he was teaching 10-year-olds. They're going to downsize him. He's getting out. He doesn't know anything but music. And he has some procedures. He teaches music differently, but it's not an invention. And he comes into CEO Space, and some engineers from NASA go upstairs, and they work on these drawings, and they come down and give it to him. He gets 16 patents off this thing. He comes out, and he introduces Piano Wizard and Guitar Wizard. This, middle school teacher has now raised $15 million. He didn't know how to do that. He learned how to do it. He got his manufacturing in Asia, got his brand packaging, got his distribution. He met Master P, who's Percy, billion-dollar hip-hop artist, and his daughter, Symphonique's the #1 #1 show on Nickelodeon for kids, rated across all other venues. She is the billion-dollar girl right now. 15 years old, $50 million Sony contract. I mean, a superstar. She's Gaga and Michael Jackson together.
Wow.
She's performed at CO Space. It's where her dad brings her where she's safe. She wants to go to our teen program, and she's the superstar of the century. She's formed a deal with 2 of our graduates. It would have never happened. It would have happened for Piano Wizard. And he won Best New Toy Product in New York against Nintendo, Xbox, and Disney. Now, if you can do that for a middle school teacher making $30,000 a year who's living in a mansion in Colorado, what changed? Well, he learned some things, and he made the connections of his dreams. And he'll tell you, it's on film, everything came from CO Space. You can look at and see that through Lisa Nichols' eyes,
Right, mm-hmm.
Les Brown's eyes, Bob Proctor's eyes, John Asherdoff's eyes. All their films are online. All these superstar films are online. The full faith and credibility of the giant superstars you read about, you're grabbing their books and tapes, they're all united through CO Space. They all are on faculty, they all come through CO Space, and you can't name Mark Hansen, Jack Canfield. When you start naming Harv Eckert, you start going down through the giants, the ones that have reshaped this entire world. And it's, we share faculty. MMG has Sharon Lecter, Outwitting the Devil, which we endorse. You read. And Les Brown, they're teaching together at the next CO Space coming up. And I mean, we do, that kind of sharing together. And so, and MMG is the only other place. When they're done teaching on stage, they're gone. At CO Space, they're not gone. They stay and meet with you and work with you the whole time. They do that at MMG. MMG is the only other place the superstars are there with you all the time. You can actually come up and talk to Les and ask him for help. How much is that worth when it's your lifetime?
That's right. That's right.
Your lifetime's that's what you're investing. I don't believe when you sign up and say, I'm coming to MMG and I put down $1 and you're going to make 10. You're going to put $1 down, make 10. It's the fact that you're committing your lifetime to something better than your other use of time. That's the precious choice. That's what changes your life. Because really, when we get down to it, what MMG and CO Space live for, and I think we're the only 2 firms out there that have it down and this is what we live for. We're not trying to change your decisions. Everybody else is. We're trying to change your process for making decisions. If you drill down and change your process, and the process that you don't even know you're using for setup and making up those decisions, and you do a better job as a decision maker, you change your results in your ball game. And you show me your course, you show me what's going on in your life, and I'll bet you that your goal income is a wall ahead of you. You're trying to get there, and if I look backwards, it's a zigzaggy course. Mm-hmm. It's going back and forth against all sorts of barriers, betrayals, and roadblocks. And what we want is a straight course. We want it to be decisions that take you straight all the way to the goal wall. We don't want it to be crooked. And so how do you straighten it out? If you don't change your process for making decisions, you'll never do it. What gets the process to be changed? Real easy. Gate. The gate, which will open up and give you a new process for making decisions. You got to buy the key to get the gate open and come into MMG, and it'll change everything. Then you'll have the success to come to CO Space, and the trade show will take care of you 5 times a year, so you have customers like Niagara Falls coming into your business.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So as we wrap up, BJ, or Bernie, we already call you BJ, I want you in 30 seconds pour your heart out about your desire to help people. Because when I hear you talk, it's way beyond business.
Yeah, I can really sum it up. I think the unborn generation, I want to do everything in my life that the Lord will take my dish rag, wring it out, and there'll be nothing left when he takes me home. And I want that to come down like rain on changing the world of competition. I believe competition is from the dark side of the force, is in any belief system, from the most horrible lies we've ever been told. I believe the solution is cooperation and collaboration. Yes. And I believe competitive capitalism is what we're seeing right now on Wall Street's casino that's fixed and broken, and nobody can play there because the game is rigged. We need a fair market. We need open markets. We need the honesty, not the lies. We need the truth, not the deceit. We have to have this knowledge. If you're in a competitive system of fear, punishment, and exploitation, we can never have integrity. But when I'm with you right now, I can never be with you over the future. and be with you in integrity. I can't do it if I don't cooperate. You won't stay in cooperation with me if I'm not in integrity. Right. So you don't have integrity with competition, but you do with cooperation. So we stand for the cooperation revolution for the unborn generation. And on our watch, we need to stop watching the Beltway and say, what are they going to do to fix this? We, the people of the global village all over the world, we need to fix it. And we need to fix it right now and be the example to our children. And that's what we're standing for at MMG and CEO Space when we endorse each other, because we're changing the world and we're bringing the world together in cooperation, not competition. We are ground zero for the cooperation revolution. And we're going to show the world how to come together and be, as Les Brown says so well, we're going to start to be a part of each other instead of tearing each other apart.
That's right. And I would tell you, I will be at CEO Space every time I can be at CEO Space. I will be there. I will be endorsing it. I'm telling everybody I know about CEO Space, and I hope you guys decide to come out to the MMG Epic Center, as Les Brown called it, education, partnership, innovation, collaboration. But more importantly, like BJ said, unlock with that key and go through the gate. Get yourself to CEO Space.
Tell 3 people about this. Send this and don't make it go viral. Don't just listen to this. Take this podcast out and get it to 3 people you love that you just got to change their life. Now, if you do that, you're going to see MMG, so it's so big that your network, when you come back and re-audit and come in, is going to be, you just swelled it. You helped contribute more than you consumed. That's the cooperation way. And so give back, be a giver. Don't really set it out and make it important. At least 3. Take responsibility. I'm going to get 3 people to MMG. And so we call it 3 and you're free, 5 and you thrive, and 7 you're in heaven when you tithe. And tithe back, be tithers, and tithe and help share this with other people. Pass it along, make it go viral.
Well, there you have it. So if I wanted someone to go and look at CEO Space, where would I go?
You go to ceospaceinternational.com, have an orange juice, and watch a 10-minute video. Look at David Stanley, and I'll show you something you've never seen before, something new. And I'll show you something where if you put up $1, you'll get 10 back, and we give you a money-back guarantee. And if it doesn't speed up your business, I insist that we refund your money before you leave that building. But I caution you, in the last couple years, with thousands upon thousands coming just like you, the first person has not asked for a refund. I'm waiting for him.
Wow.
But not one has asked for one. And the reason is we deliver.
Absolutely. See, ladies and gentlemen, you want to go to www.ceospaceinternational.com, ceospaceinternational.com. And obviously, if you want to see you at the Epic Center, go to www.mmgcenter.com. And more about Barry Donaldson, that's at www.mmgmarketing.com. Until next time, this is Barry Donaldson. God bless you, and I will see you at the top. God bless you.